thanks so much for watching. Today I'm going to do a video on how to set your printer settings for the Epson Workforce 7210. I haven't tried these settings on other sublimation printers, but I would assume if you tried it on any Epson Workforce or EcoTank, you probably would have very similar results. So it's worth trying and printing a few examples to see if it helps your printing. So I want to show you my examples. This is my Noah design. This is my printer setting previously before I made any changes. And this is my print setting to what I'm fixing to show you. You can see the difference. On the left it's more dull and on the right it's more vibrant. The design I'm working with is the Noah design, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to mirror and flip horizontally. That way it prints the mirror image and I can sublimate it correctly. Then I go to File, Print, so I can bring up my settings. Next, the print preview screen is going to populate, and let me just close out of this side screen here. And I always scroll up and down to check my design to make sure I'm within the margins and everything looks good. From this screen, you click on print and then your computer's print page will populate. Make sure the correct printer that you're working with is highlighted. You're going to go over to the right and click on Preferences. And you'll see here that my printer preferences already populate with my settings, but I'm just going to show you how to recreate that setting. I keep my paper source on auto, but you can change that if needed. Alright, you'll want to click on paper size and whichever size that you're working with. I work with the 11 by 17, so I'm going to make sure that's chosen. And then you're going to want to go down to paper type and make sure Premium Presentation Paper Matte is clicked. Alright, make sure when you click on quality, you choose high for high quality. When you change the quality to high, what you're really doing is optimizing the design for the best quality output when you print. Now head to the top and click on More Options tab. Alright, next we're going to take off high speed. So mine is already unchecked, but let's just go down here and I'll recheck the box to show you. Click on it, it takes the check off. And this takes away the high-speed printing. You can also click on mirror image. If you want your images automatically flipped so you don't have to think about it, you can click on that. I don't do that. I like to do it manually, but you have that option. All right, now we're going to head to the fun part that makes some pretty drastic changes in your printing. Let's click on the color correction, the custom circle, and go ahead and click on advanced. And we'll go to the next screen and go up to color management and make sure you click on color controls, and then you'll go on down to change the color mode. Click on that and make sure it's Adobe RGB. Make sure that's highlighted, and then you're going to make sure that you set the gamma to 2.2. If you look closely at the sample on that page, you can see how drastic the change is already. Alright, then you're going to click on OK. Right, next we're going to click Add Remove Presets. This is an important step because it will save this print preference, so you don't have to click or change all these settings each time you go to print. And it's going to give you the chance to type in the name of the preset that you want to add. I just usually put Sublimation Slow Print, or you can put Sublimation Preference. You can name it anything that you want to name it. Since I already have a sublimation setting, I'm just going to give this one another sublimation name. And you can choose the icon to put next to it. It really doesn't matter what you choose, just whatever you like. Super important step, make sure you click save so it will save this preset. You can take a quick glance and scroll through to make sure everything kind of looks like it's supposed to and how you want it, and then just click close. So I have several print options here, print preferences that I've saved. I have like 1 copy, I have 15 copies, and the point of that is if you have a small amount that you want to print, you might just want to keep it at 1 copy. But if you have a big amount you want to print, like I recently received an order for 100 shirts, So instead of printing one design at a time, I changed it to 15 prints, and I had 2 designs per page, so I got 30 prints at one time. So go back to the main tab and then click on copies, and let's make a preset for 5 copies. All the settings should be exactly the same as we just made them because we haven't changed anything, but just go over each section and make sure that everything is the same as how you had marked it to have the better printing options. I'm just going to double check to make sure the color mode is right and to make sure the gamma is 2.2. Go back and we are going to hit add or remove presets again. And once we click on that, we are going to name this whatever name you want to give it. So you can maybe change it to the new Sublimation slow print 5 copies. And then you can choose the icon that you want to go with it, and then make sure you click on save. And then hit close, and you will see where your preset has saved. So now when you want to print 5 images, it's easy to click on and print 5 images without having to print them individually. So for my Noah design, I do want to print 5 copies, so I'm going to make sure I hit OK. And then I'm going to hit apply because you want to apply that preference to this print. And then I just click back on preferences to make sure that's the one that was highlighted. And then you are all set to hit print. I hope this helps in your printing preferences and helps you come out with some brighter images when you sublimate. I always use 50-50 material. I'm just not a big fan of 100% polyester. So in the beginning, I was getting that true vintage look. My colors were not bright, they were dull. I had trouble with even like the shades of colors, but changing this setting on the printer made a huge difference. I also will brighten up some of my images in Canva, and I'm going to make another video on how to do that. But as you can see, my before and after by changing these settings, it's pretty drastic, and it has improved my images and my printing a lot. If this video was helpful to you, if you would just subscribe to stay connected with me and like this video, I would love to stay in touch with you. If you have any comments, feel free to ask below and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again.